everyone, this is Persephone, and in today's video we will be discussing the hidden dangers of cuckold chastity, which is a completely separate and unique type of chastity that I don't see anyone talking about. And the last months I've been receiving questions from many new cucks or guys who want to explore a cuckold dynamic with their wives or girlfriends, and chastity is being brought up a lot. So today I'm making this warning video hoping to prevent some drama from happening in your life and encouraging you to spend only the time that you need to explore the positive aspects of chastity, and it's many of them. So the first difference compared to traditional chastity is that you're going to obviously have a local key holder. By local I mean in the same house, most likely your wife or your girlfriend, and she is going to have both of the keys, because otherwise it's role play if you have a spare key that you can unlock yourself anytime. So this requires a level of trust that is very, very high, because you have to know that she's going to be there if something happens and you need to be unlocked. And this happens more often than people think. For example, I had a sub who needed to travel urgently to another state, and he had a metallic cage and he needed to pass airport metal detector. So can you imagine how awkward things be if you are in the situation and you have to remove your cage and people say, what is that? Why is like metal coming from your crotch, like metal alarms? So now you're going to say, well, I'm already married to her. Obviously we trust each other, right? But that brings us to the second point of, is your cuckolding real or is it just a cope after cheating? And I think I should be making separate videos about that, because it's another huge problem in the femdom scene no one talks about. But there are two cases. Case number one is that you genuinely discussed it and you are in a consensual cuckold relationship, as you should be, or in some cases you have been in a cuckold relationship from the very beginning, especially if you're dating a pro-dom or if you're dating a dominant or polyamorous woman. You could be in a cuckold relationship from the very beginning, which is the ideal scenario if you ask me. The second best is that you have been married for a number of years, you are under 5 inches, she's bored, she doesn't have the mystery she craves, and what happens is that you decide to try cuckolding, again consensually and with everyone's boundaries respected. The bad scenario is that you caught her cheating, you're devastated and heartbroken, you've been married for 750 years, you're 2,000 pounds, your penis is 1 inch and you can't even see it when you look down anymore, and you have no money. So you don't want to divorce because that equals a 100% chance of dying alone. So you are telling yourself that this is new and kinky and cuckolding to cope. And that's actually emotional abuse, and I believe that men who find themselves in this situation need to urgently leave the marriage. It's unsafe emotionally and sometimes physically. In that case, you should not try chastity, because usually the woman who is cheating on you has checked out of the marriage emotionally a long time ago. I don't believe that all cheating is made equal. I think it's far worse for her to have, let's say, an affair of 2 years and look at you in the eyes every day and lie to you, versus she went out with your friends, she had a one-night stand. I mean, not the best, but this happens. So if you're in the second situation, I absolutely advise against chastity, because what's going to happen is that she's going to lock you forever and she's probably going to promise you that you're going to have sex, and then you won't be getting anything at all. Basically, you're going to be in permanent chastity without your consent, and if you try to breach the subject, the response you will be getting is, if you don't like it, the door is right there. And I know 3 guys in this situation the last month, so that's why I'm making this video to advise against it. Also, another situation that can actually damage your relationship is that you are in an actual cuckold relationship, she's cheating, but you've never tried chastity before, and you try it and you hate it. And you don't want to do it, and she's actually realizing that she's into it. This has also happened. So she starts getting very upset with you. You just look unreliable. For some women, it looks honestly pathetic that you don't have self-discipline, because there are many male aspects that are being tested when you're in chastity. For example, she may find out that you cannot stay locked in chastity for 24 hours because you have been sporting a secret porn addiction for the last 8 years and you have 9 hours of gooning per day when she goes to bed, and now you're being found out because of the chastity and she's mad and you're getting kicked out. Another one of my subs living in his car, not being able to currently be my sub, but we're waiting him back when things, get better. So again, if you have secrets that may end up revealed with chastity, don't do it. it's better if she brings it up to say, hey, I'm not into it, I don't want to try it. It's better to under promise and over deliver than having these clowns that contact me and then they say, mistress, I want to serve you, let's start with 1 year of chastity. And I'm like, okay, how much chastity have you actually done? And they're like, never. Well, that's a fantasy. You can't go from 0 to 1 year. I would be extremely shocked if you're such a unicorn. And then they fail. And then they want attention and they earn themselves a date with a block button. So if you want to try chastity, I would say either try it before you start cuckolding, when it's just you and your wife or you and your girlfriend, and if you both enjoy it, then incorporate it as a very sexy aspect of the cuckolding. And only if you know that you are in a relationship good enough, with enough trust, that if something goes wrong, your partner is not going to try to take advantage of the chastity. I had women who were in very conservative environments and they outed that their husband is into chastity, especially in places in America that they are like the Bible Belt, where everyone knows everyone, and all of a sudden all the women in the area know that your dick is locked in chastity. They're making fun of you, and essentially you have been typecasted as the local pervert. Or in cases where the woman decides that she wants to leave you because she falls in love with one of her bulls or her lovers or whatever, and then she takes the chastity keys with her as revenge. This happened only once, thank God, but it was horrible. The guy had to contact the sex shop to ask how can he get keys for his cage. They couldn't find it. It was a hot mess. I don't want to say too much for his privacy, but I believe that with local key holders, trust is the #1 factor. And you know people only when they're being tested. You could have been married to them for 30 years and then she meets someone who gives her the BBC news she wanted, or the mystery she craves, or he's much more handsome than you, or he has much more better game than you, and all of a sudden she says, I lost the key, I don't know, too bad, now you're going to be in chastity forever. And not only you are now a cuckold when she has been cheating and you didn't even want that, you can't even watch them and pleasure yourself because you're in a tiny cage, because you also made sure that the cage is too small for you to even get properly hard. I'm telling you, female nature is amoral. If you are a guy that was destined to be an incel and somehow you slipped through the cracks and you got married, there is a huge chance that eventually you are going to pay a price. You are going to be used as a local resource for a woman that is going to dispose of you when she's done with you. And there are very cruel ways to dispose of someone. You don't have to murder them, you don't have to abandon them. You can just keep telling them lies that yes, one day they're going to be out of chastity, and one day the relationship is going to be monogamous again, and one day they're going to have sex, and she knows fully that this is never going to happen. And she's slowly planning her escape until she finds the guy that she's going to leave you for. So proceed with caution. I know this video sounds scary. This is a variety of bad scenarios. They don't all the bad things happen to one sub at once. It's not like you're going to be locked forever and abandoned and outed in the local community and having to go to the hospital because you're stuck in the cage. But no one warns about these risks. And I had subs who told me, mistress, if I knew, I wouldn't even have tried chastity with this specific woman. I would have waited, or I wouldn't have tried it at all. So that's why I'm making this video, to actually warn you. And if this helped, and if you want more content, please keep your comments YouTube appropriate. If it's something that is NSFW, just say it on X, okay? Because I'm going to get a second warning at this rate. Thank you for watching.